Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jesse, the Brown Beauty Tees, AVTV Live, with none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Michelangelo. Say hey, Mike.
What's good? What's good? Talk to me, folks. What's going on?
How's your drive over here in this beautiful traffic on Wednesday?
Man, as usual, it takes me an hour from the valley, so all good.
Wow.
I had the top down, beautiful day. And, you know, I kind of get into this meditative state every time I get on the freeway on my way down here. And I think about all the things I want to talk about and all the things that are on my mind and stuff like that and what I'd like to share with the viewing and radio audience.
Well, speaking of that, my mom says I have a face for radio.
Mama knows best.
How you doing over there, Mr. Michaels?
I'm good.
We are temporarily, can't even say it, temporarily in a holding pattern, waiting on Dan the Man.
Too much hot sauce in
It
the
is some
sandwich.
hot. I love it.
Too much hot sauce in the sandwich?
I stopped by Trader Joe's, loaded up on pastrami, cheddar, the whole wheat something, and that.
Man, that's hitting the spot, man.
Sriracha, isn't it good?
That was hitting the spot, man.
Yeah.
He made a good sandwich, man.
So what are you guys doing out there in radio and TV land? We're going to have lines open later on at 424-227-9461. I repeat, 424-227-9461. In the meantime, what a beautiful day out here in Southern California. I know it's been, hang on.
Did he just give you some rolling papers? What the
Some
hell?
highs are out of this world. What are you trying to
What the world's
suggest
going
there,
on, man?
Starleaf? You got anything to put in it?
Are those legit rolling papers?
Tobacco?
Let me get a look at that.
How about
Shit,
some
I need
spirit?
some rolling papers, man. Hold on.
Uh-oh, you bumped the camera.
Oh, shit. Starleaf. There we go.
Anyway, guys,
We got some rolling papers. All right.
predecessor show with what you got coming up starting tomorrow, which is March 1st.
March 1st. You know, I'm just, these days I'm kind of laying low. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to focus on my physical, routine right now. You know, I'm into the gym right now, just getting a lot of sleep, got a lot of rest, and just pumping up. I want to get ready for the next, again, I'm going to turn 50 in June.
Wow.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be 50 in June. However, I say that to say this. When I turn 50, I might want to celebrate. I'm thinking Vegas, poolside, So I got to get this body ready, man. You know what I mean? Them youngsters are going to be out there. But I'm going to come through at 50 years old, and I'm going to show them what's what. I'm going to show how Big Daddy comes down in his physique. You know what I mean? So I've been focused on that, and I feel really good. So that's what I'm pretty much doing.
Well, half the battle is mind over matter. Because if you don't mind, it don't matter.
It don't matter. Exactly. There it is there. There it is. So what could we talk about? I had some stuff. I was watching something that kind of triggered some stuff today. What's going on in politics lately? I mean, what's the latest fiasco? Wait a minute. Yes, now I remember. Don't you guys remember we had this discussion a couple weeks ago, or was it a week ago? We had a discussion a week ago, and we were talking about how they were going to go after the whole gun thing. Now they're talking about, the whole big debate has turned into, are teachers going to have to carry firearms in schools now? Bad idea.
I love it.
Doesn't even make sense, first of all. Yeah. It's just too many
Maybe not the
variables
teachers.
And too much politics to begin with carrying a firearm, much less try to carry a firearm and be a teacher at the same time. It's just impossible. So it's just not a reality, ladies and gentlemen. And the last thing we want to do is we want to have more guns on people who are not professionals. They could be teachers, whatever. But, at the end of the day, when something really hits the fan, one thing is to carry a gun, go to the gun range. Another thing is to have to actually use a firearm on someone else. So that's a whole nother level that I don't think people who are teachers, per se, can handle that responsibility. So let's scratch that one out. And, that's what I want to say about that. I mean, what do you think, Shar? Talk to me.
I have to agree to disagree. And
Okay.
I would think that if you could hire 3 or 4 vets and give them a job and a salary and some benefits that are trained to be on the lookout and, have that protocol mindset and stuff like that, Yeah, not just any teacher that, oh, here, you got to have a gun because now we're mandating it and because of the horrible atrocity. Well, it's not going to happen at the same school. I'll guarantee you that. Very seldom does lightning strike in the same place. It will probably happen again somewhere with a deranged, medicated, fatherless, something like that. The statistics just keep going up and up and up about how he was and the upbringing that he was, indoctrinated into. I'm still catching this hot sauce, man. This thing is Trader Joe's got some good stuff.
That's too big of a word for me, man. You mean doctrinated?
Indoctrinated.
Indoctrinated, okay.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a doctor to say it. But you know what?
It's a tragedy. Smart around here.
It's a tragedy, bro. And what are you going to do? Have mace or the thing that they shoot out that shocks you? Those something that's going to deter the enemy, but you have to be so close and not get caught in, the crosshairs on your way to prevent it. But just like everywhere else, I mean, there's certain towns that have everyone's packing a gun and the crime rate's the lowest. You have other towns where you have no-go zones and you're not allowed to have a weapon and it's the highest crime rate. So let's try and figure that dichotomy out.
Yeah, man, listen, man, this debate could go on and on and on, but I just think realistically, I just think it's not realistic, first of all. And the last thing I would want to see is, a bunch of kids going to school and then, and teachers packing guns and stuff. Like I said, I strongly believe that, the bigger plan is that the government is going to do away with public schooling. They're going to try to come up with, some sort of new thing where, they'll put a monitor in every home or something like that, and say
talking about freedom, huh?
And yeah, and they want the kids to stay home and they don't have to deal with the kids being hurt, in public schools.
Wow.
Everything is going to be even controlled. Controlled down to
which I think is the opposite of freedom, right? Control.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're going to put a chip in you and then just decipher what information is going to upload in your brain.
Yeah, you think about it. Like I said, the way that they're treating the public school systems and schools in general now, and any type of public place like that, is they're controlling more and more. To tell you the truth, because when anything happens in these events, the first thing that they want to do is want to lock everything up, lock everything down, and control everyone's movement. Well, that's not freedom, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if I were in a situation where there's some sort of shootout or some kind of terrorist attack or anything of that sort or that nature, I don't want to be locked into an area where it's going down. I want to have the freedom to run as fast as I can and as far as I can. How
about to defend yourself?
Well, I would take action. I would in a situation like that. I would take action because, I wouldn't want to see anybody get, especially kids. I would never want to see kids injured in any way, and I would put my own life before theirs. I would do that.
Amen. Me too.
And I don't have to carry a gun to do that. I would do the best I could with what I have, which is myself. Not having to carry a gun. And again, I think if a lot of these kids were taught some kind of survival techniques and training of some sort, that maybe some of these kids would have stepped up and tried to, do something. I know it's kind of a little crazy and a little far out to think because, the kid was carrying an assault weapon. So, you're pretty much donezo on that. But, the possibility that someone else could step up and just try to, even a cop. Did you hear about the cop? The cop that was there and didn't even do anything? He left the grounds. There was an officer on the premises when the whole thing went down, and the guy took off. Didn't say nobody. Didn't tell anybody nothing. He was all the way outside, down the block, and this was an officer. So that's crazy, man. That's pretty fucking nuts, man. But that's again. When it comes to, with things like that in a situation like, people will panic and people will get scared, and the last thing you want to do is control somebody's movement in that type of situation. I think that's really, I think that's just really scary, man.
Plus, word on the street is, in case you ladies don't know it out there, Michelangelo's body is a weapon.
Yeah, I think that's been said before.
Right on. let me chime in on there. As far as what's going on, I grew up in the military, and it's also about recon.
Dan the man is in the house. Say hi, Dan. You're live on Facebook.
Here we go. We got the crew here finally.
Where y'all from? Where y'all headed?
This is Dan the man.
Right on.
Is it 5
o'clock
play
already?
musical chairs, ladies and gentlemen, for a minute.
I'm gonna slide here.
Dan, you want to go over here right next to me, baby boo?
Where's
Come on.
Jess?
I'm gonna slide this way. Okay. Sorry about the musical chairs, ladies and folks, but this is how radio works. It's a good thing that can't really see us, so they're supposed to just hear our voices.
I think some of them can see us,
But,
right?
Since we're going Facebook Live.
I got no respect.
I'm
You know
getting
what
shadows,
I mean? No
man. Look at me.
respect
I'm
at all.
terrible, man. What's going on with
Get
the
rid of the
lighting in
shadow.
here? Makeup.
Last looks, hair, wardrobe.
All right. So
Make
Fluffer.
up to break up.
So where's Daddy? Where's Daddy at?
He's training the lizard.
Oh, he's draining the lizard. He's always late. Every single week, he's late. What are we gonna do about this tardiness? What do you think? Should we shoot him down?
20 lashes with a cat knife.
Dan, what should we do about? What should we
There's
do
no
about
more
this tardiness?
AR-15s. They're not available anymore.
Yeah, we can.
Shoot him with a BB gun. Twist it mofo.
Oh my God. So what's going on, man? How are you, Dan?
I'm fine on cloud 9 and glad to
Grab
be
that
back.
purple mic, bro.
Yeah. So we were having Dan.
I said I'm fine on cloud 9.
Hey guys, what's happening?
There's the Jesse G.
Ooh, look who's here.
Hey, look
Wow.
I'm here.
You look like you
Late.
just off the set of the
Again.
Matrix.
Again, you're late.
Is he doing the soupy
I think
shuffle?
I'm telling you, man. Lee Michaels is getting. He's better. He's man. He's
maybe
close
he's
to
doing
shutting down.
he's doing the
Close to shutting
curly
down.
shuffle. The curly shuffle. I thought it
He's close to
was Mullery,
shutting down.
Mullery. Knock, knock,
Oh,
knock,
look, he
knock,
got a
knock.
cut.
I
Look
need
at that.
headphones. I need headphones.
Look at these cut. You got headphones on in your ears right now.
You like, yeah, man, you like that?
Look at that cut. Man, where you going,
It's
fly?
called a buzz cut.
I'm a fly guy.
Where you
I'm-
going, fly
I'm
guy?
Fly, man. That's right.
So I asked this guy
what?
who's fly. He said that funky Cole Medina.
That's
Oh,
right. Tone Loc, baby. You know what Lee was the other day in the sky? He was super fly in the sky.
Super fly in the sky.
Red is dead.
So what are we talking about today? It's Roundup Wound Up.
Yeah, well, we were having a little political discussion.
Look more like a party.
Talking about the guns in the schools. And
Oh,
what
yeah?
happened with that
Schools, yeah.
coward
the
officer
coward for
that
cops?
ran.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you like? And the coward sheriff, the coward
Yeah, the one that
sheriff.
ran
Yeah, what's
down
up with
the
that?
block.
Yeah.
They need to be fired with no pension and just start from ground zero at the unemployment line.
I
That's
tell
bullshit.
you what, man. Is that amazing how that whole system broke down there? All at once, and 17 people get killed because the whole system breaks
Tell you,
down.
man, the government is going to shut it down, man. They're going to homeschool all these guys, man. They're going to
You know,
do away with all the school buses.
And now
the-
they're after AR-15s like they're assault rifles. You know, they aren't assault rifles. They're sport rifles because assault means that you do an action against somebody.
Exactly.
And an M1 carbine could be called an assault rifle, and a 30-06 could be called assault rifle.
Yeah, but the assault is the extra.
Right. That
Extra
goes
assault
on.
Assault is
putting
the
extras
person
in
picking
assault.
up the weapon.
Yeah,
and it
action,
doesn't matter
right.
what the weapon is.
Right.
They are the assailant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So,
Exactly.
you know, I mean, they got it all twisted around.
Oh, they got it all twisted.
Instead of everybody getting mad at all this, the guns and all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
and attacking the Second Amendment, don't you think that they should be attacking Big Pharma and all the drugs?
Here we
Speaking
go.
of drugs,
Here we go. They're all in cahoots. They're all in cahoots.
I mean,
together.
Wow.
you know, let me have some of that.
Anyway, that
Come
was
on.
that was last week's conversation. I like to talk about what's going on this week. What's going on this week?
Well, we got Academy Awards coming up on Sunday.
This
Yay!
true. It's true. And we got press passes or what? What's the deal?
Well, I'm going to be there, and that's for sure. You know,
You see how I say I'm gonna be there, but you're not. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
no, that's not what I'm saying.
you
You
could
asked
jump
me.
the fence
You
with
hear that,
me. You
ladies
could
and
be there
gentlemen?
too.
He says he's gonna be there, but
And
he don't
Dan the
know if
Man's
I'm
going to be there.
Dan the Man's gonna be there.
Yeah, and Michelangelo's going to be there.
Man, that'd be nice. I'd like to go
And
check it out.
the Shark's going to be there.
I got a suit. I got a tux.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice. So who's going to win Best Picture?
Shark, pass
I'm
the
going to wear a
chips over.
wetsuit.
Who's going to win Best Picture, guys?
Man, I don't even.
In fact, I got to, there's 9 films up for grabs here. Do you really think the Academy Awards, how can you disassociate one film being good from another film being good and pick a film when they're both good?
Well, you know why? You know the new controversy is that Oscars is too white.
Asses are too wide?
The
Oscars.
Oscars is too white.
Oh,
To what?
come on.
That's what's
That's
going
always
down, man.
a controversy.
Yeah, every year.
I'm so sick and
Now
tired
this
of
year,
this black and white
They're
thing.
doing it the same again. They're
You
like,
know,
man, the Oscars are too
Ebony
white.
and Ivory.
They ain't got no Latinos up in there, no Latin shows, no blacks, no nothing. It's all white.
No
all
Latin
white. All the white
shows?
people. All the white people.
Well, TV is nothing but Latin, man.
Man, so I don't know what's going on, man. So that's the last what I heard.
You know something? You know, they're always looking for controversy to push the product along the line.
Of course, it's the
And-
Oscars.
and that's what they're doing,
year has
you
the
know.
Oscars been on and never been? Every year there's a new controversy.
There's always
with
a
the Oscars.
controversy
There's
with the
always a
Oscars.
controversy. It's just to blow it all up.
Hey, the original reason why the Academy put together the Academy Awards was only for one thing only, and that was to promote Hollywood. Back in the early days when they put this stuff together, and it was at the Pantages, and it was at other theaters downtown, it was at the Shrine,
Right.
it was at all these other places before they had the home base in Hollywood. It was
Yeah, it
for
wasn't
the
even
only,
winning about-
the
it wasn't
only
about winning
reason they
awards.
did it is it was to promote,
Hollywood, yeah.
And they did everything they could at that time with the Clark Gables and the Charlie Chaplins and the Bob Hopes to promote Hollywood and the superstardom of the
Sure,
aura, the
exactly,
mythology,
yeah.
the folklore.
Yeah.
And then it's all it's ever been. Even during Marlon Brando's time when he didn't accept the Oscar because of the Native American issue and he wouldn't go on stage to accept the Best Actor Oscar. So even in Marlon Brando's time, there's always been a controversy. So this is just marketing.
Can I ask you
Hooray
to
for
name,
Hollywood.
you just named like 4 or 5 guys. What about Catherine Hepburn and Jane Mansfield?
You know, I wonder, man.
These
I
other
must have been
womans.
amazing to be here in those days. I mean, Hollywood back in the days, man, must have been just incredible.
My grandfather
an incredible
did
Greta
experience.
Garbo.
My grandfather did 51 years on the Warner Brothers lot.
Wow.
He was hired by Jack Warner in 1938. He was a truck driver, and my grandfather was born in 1902. So you can see at 38, he was 36 years old. And
My father was born in 1910,
right.
2 years before the Titanic sank.
So you got it. So when he was hired at Warner Brothers lot, he was working for Beacons. He was a truck driver, a big Scott-Irish, Pana, Illinois country farm boy, the baby of 22 kids. Okay?
Wow.
And the grandma
didn't fire no
Grandma
blanks.
Grandma Orr, she popped him out once a year
22.
for 22 years. Great Grandma Orr. And but nevertheless, when he got hired at Warner Brothers, and then he went through the war years, they kept his job for him. He went down to Panama, came back, and they had a job for him. And he did 51 years on that lot. When I was a kid, I used to go and play on the back lot and play all around Warner Brothers Studios because Grandpa lived not too far away from Warner Brothers Studios. And it was really an amazing thing. Now, I'm 57, so I was born in 1960. So I got a little piece. By the time I was 10 years old, 1970, I could recognize, playing and meeting, going to the commissary. There was once you could go to the commissary and you would see John Wayne in his cowboy uniform. You would see Clark Gable in a tux. You would see Greta Garbo in a big flamboyant outfit she just did a dance thing in. You would see Fred Astaire. You would actually see Burt Reynolds on the lot with his hat. I mean, the commissary wasn't craft services. It was the commissary. And I remember those times in the 1970s, but by the 1980s, the lots couldn't make any money and they sold off to the big corporations. So can you imagine what it would have been like to be 25 years old in 1923 and Hollywood just really blowing up for the first time ever? The power, the influence, the significance.
And that's still during the silent movies.
Well, the teens. It was transitioning into the teens. And here's the crazy thing about it. What a lot of people don't know is that Warner Brothers was going out of business. Sony or MGM was kicking their butt. And the only reason why Warner Brothers stayed in business, because they developed the ability to put sound on film.
Hence me saying silent movies.
Yeah, everybody else was doing silence then. So anyhow, that can you? But
Good history.
I mean, it's an amazing thing, and
that's
how it's
history in
changed though
Hollywood.
today. I mean, people come from all around to see their favorite stars walking down the street, and what do they see in Hollywood Boulevard today?
Prostitutes.
A bunch of
The
bums.
scum, the filth, the dirt.
A bunch of bums and shit, drug addicts.
Right. I mean,
And clueless tourists getting their shit ripped off.
yeah, that's right. Getting jacked, right?
You know, the funny thing is, when I first came out here, again,
Yeah.
the way they used to glamorize Hollywood, and when I got out here, I was like, "This is Hollywood? What the fuck? This place is
It's a
fucked
freak
up.
show.
This is all fucked up, man."
Yeah.
But now,
a-
in defense of now Hollywood, it is changing. They're doing a lot of cleanup in the Hollywood
Yeah,
area.
they're building like
and
mad
they're building
down
like
there.
mad. I mean, yeah, it's going up every.
It's
every
called
two-
the Manhattanizing of Hollywood. They're making it like Manhattan.
And now it's glitter people.
Yeah.
So, the Academy Awards are Sunday, and of course, they're going to have security like all get out, bomb sniffing dogs, and all of that kind of crazy stuff.
Oh, of course.
And so we're going to be across the street at the Max Factor in the Hollywood Museum doing the pre-dinner party and the pre-viewing party and the gifting party. So that'll be kind of cool. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But so I think that Dunkirk is going to win the best
That's
picture.
top of my head right there.
I got some glimpses of that, and that looked really, really, really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. But I don't think I got to watch everything.
Who directed that?
I don't know the director, but I
Not
saw.
Ridley Scott.
I don't know. I
just
really
ask.
don't know. I'll know all that by Sunday because I'll have to know all that by Sunday.
Uh-oh.
But
Yeah.
We got
But-
Lee Michaels
You gotta
Googling
cram-
oh
it.
yeah, we got Mr. Whiz Kid over here.
He's cramming over there.
doing his thing. That's
He's
right.
researching. He's already researching.
But look at I mean, when you start looking at what's happening in America today, and you start looking at all the controversies, it's like a controversy around every corner. Yeah. Can we not just get away from all of the controversies? It's like everybody's got an agenda.
Absolutely.
Today.
Can we all get along?
I don't understand these people. Where do they find the energy to focus on anything other than themselves? That's what I trip out on. That's like, some people just must have a lot of fucking time on their hands and got nothing else to do but be all up in everybody else's business. You know what I mean? Like living vicariously through someone else. I mean,
That's
I think
really
that's got to be the saddest thing.
Yeah.
How do
Right.
you wake up and be so concerned and so consumed by someone else's life and what they're doing? You know what I mean? Instead of, it all starts with yourself, first of all. You got to get yourself right. You got to be happy within yourself. You have to have a good heart within yourself, and you have to have a good spirit. When you focus your energies into what's going on outside of your own personal life, I mean, I think you're headed down a pretty scary, road. Because I remember when I was a youngster, I guess, when you're young, you're a little more naive to things, and you look up at people. And I used to remember my dad, and people, and certain people in my life. I used to look up to these people, so much when I was a kid, and I didn't understand. I didn't understand certain things, and the one thing that I do understand now is that, listen, we're all human beings, and we're all flawed, and we're all sinners. That's just the bottom line. How you going to pick up a rock and throw it to the next man when you just a sinner yourself? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So why have a negative with a negative and say, why don't we turn this a positive into a positive and say, let's bring people up. Let's share information. Let's have conversations. Let's be honest with one another.
No money in that, man.
You know what I mean?
That's the bottom line. There's no money in that. If everybody was happy and peaceful and loved each other, then there would be no money.
This woman went
strife.
America has had more wars than any other nation in the history of the planet Earth, continuous since its inception. We're at somewhere like 300 wars, skirmishes, and battles.
America?
Yes, American military is. We've got about 1,000 military bases around the planet Earth. Nobody has ever come close to us historically, and that's why. But when you say that, you say, okay, but look this is why one of the reasons that we have the lifestyle that we have here. We have a Hollywood. We have these types of things because we've been insulated from the rest of the holes of the world. And our military protects us and keeps that at bay, and we spend a lot of money to do that. I'll tell you what.
Speaking of spending money, too bad we didn't have a military contract where we could sell the government a hammer for $300 and a toilet seat for $500, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh my God, those
Well, they just
friggin'
lost
crooks.
$1 trillion at the Pentagon again.
Where'd it go?
You know, $1 trillion. I mean, look at, you know, I'm middle to conservative to independent. All right, I've never leaned left, but I'm down the middle on everything. But a gold toilet is a gold toilet, no matter, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
Why do you
We're
need
not
a
talking
gold
about
toilet?
gold
You gonna
one.
think it's it?
We're
You
talking
gonna
about
shit
like
all over the gold.
That's
That
right.
make no sense. Why you need a gold
I
toilet
mean,
for?
look at finally in Los Angeles, this RV nation that's out here in Los Angeles. How many? You guys all live in different neighborhoods. How many RVs are in your neighborhood with people living in them? I mean, is this like
Not
insane?
far away. Like there's within a
I think
mile
there's one
and a
in
half,
every
2
block
miles.
in my neighborhood.
It's
There's at
just
least one.
lined
That's-
like a
Lined up.
yeah.
I come rolling down the street, and in some neighborhoods, it's like 20 RVs lined up with each other, and they got dogs and they got barbecues out there. Finally, it's against the law to do that in the city of Los Angeles, and they'll get a ticket.
Serious?
Yeah, and they'll get towed away.
I thought
When
there's
you're-
certain places that are allowing.
Not in the city of LA.
Oh.
The county is a different thing, but the city of LA. So you can get a ticket. So if you're living in your RV, you better watch out, because they'll ticket you, and if you aren't gone and you're sleeping in your RV, they can pull the RV and throw it away.
I've seen it happen a few times.
Well, you know, about time. And people say, well, that's terrible because you're against homeless. No, I'm against people like the Santa Ana River, 1,000 yards of hypodermic needles and
feces,
5,000 pounds of human poop,
disease,
and
Didn't hepatitis break out?
$600,000 of 600,000 tons of trash.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you owned a house, Dan the man, and you had this beautiful
Not in
3,000
LA.
square foot house in Santa Ana, and on the back wall over by the walking area that a lot of places turn these river areas into walking areas, right? You've got 1,000 yards of homeless people living there, shooting up needles and shooting up and pooping everywhere. How would you feel about that? See, people forget about the people that are taxpayers, that buy property, that rent property. They forget about the people that work hard. Am I just a weirdo, guys? Am I just strange?
Yeah.
Working and buying property and being a taxpayer, or should I just be a freaking?
Listen,
come on, I mean, am
Let me
I
break
so
it
that
down. Let me
off
break it-
base?
Hold on, I'm gonna
They
break it down.
they renamed it Hershey Highway.
Listen, I'm gonna break it down to you, Jesse T. There are so many unfortunate people.
Yeah, let's take a call, but I got to have some headphones for that. Yeah, hi, who's this?
Hold on, we're gonna take a call.
Could you scream, please?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Hey,
Say
call back when
something.
you're going to say something, or don't call. Okay.
Don't be shy.
It's funny that a lot of people think that we can't build a wall to keep illegals out, but we can afford to fund sanctuary cities to keep them in.
Well, that's kind of an oxymoron, don't you think?
Things that make you go,
And the news isn't really the news. It's about
It's the fake news.
destroying some people, right?
Yeah.
Protecting
Who is this guy?
others,
Say something.
and then shoving a
Screen the call for
globalist
me, if you
agenda
will.
down someone's throat unwillingly.
Screen it. You know, the sanctuary city issue is running wild in California to the degree that places like San Francisco, which were beautiful cities by the bay, the Tony Bennett song, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful cities, are being ruined by homeless people shooting up in these beautiful squares that they have in downtown San Francisco by the courthouses and the libraries. And, you know, it's an
That's
amazing
one of the
thing.
most infected cities, too.
Hey, man. Hey, who's on the line with me?
The world famous Jolton J. Who else?
Hey, Jeff Langton. Joe
It's Sifu. It's Sifu. Yay,
Langton's on the
Sifu.
line.
424-227-9461. Jeff,
30
what's
years
happening?
in the business. Mr. Langton in the line.
Well, hey, it's all about me. I've gone completely Hollywood now. It's all about me. www.jefflangton.com. my new webpage. www.jefflangton.com. I got a couple hooks in the ocean. Not going to talk about it because anybody always talk about what you're going to do when someone wants to sabotage you out here, because that's the way it is. They took Sly's pictures down at Cafe Roma, so I'm not I'm not frequenting Cafe Roma because they took his pictures down because making false allegations against my friend and put money in my pocket. So I'm not going to be eating it there anymore. But I will be. You will be seeing me at Mulberry Pizza, Richie Palmer's Mulberry Pizza. Even though the guy, you know, I know him for 30 years, he still charges me. And
all right, so now that you got the big Jeff Langton commercial going on, and we love that, man. So tell me, what do you think about homeless people running amok in the city of Los Angeles?
Well, I'm one of them.
Yeah, but are you living in an RV or are you living in your car?
Living in his car.
In my car. What else?
Well, then you
Doesn't
better watch
everybody
out
live in
because
their
you're going to
car
get
in
yourself arrested, man. I mean, they're going to give you a ticket sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm one step away. I'm one step away, too, living in my car.
Well, the thing is that it's the only way to. It's the only way. You know, like they say at Motel 6, they'll leave the lights on for you. Well, what they do is the LAPD will put your lights out.
Well, that's good, but you know they are moving all those people from Santa Ana that they cleared out into Motel 6s and Best Westerns at $100 a night to the taxpayers' cost in the state of California.
Well, I better get on that bouncer.
Where does that
No,
line
what
start?
you need to do, buddy, is you need to drive down to the 91 freeway, cross the Santa Ana River, plot yourself at the end of the 1,000-yard cleanup program, say you're homeless, and they'll put you in a Motel 6 for $100 a night. And they'll pay for it.
Well, that's good.
So
every actor should be homeless.
I'm taking care of you,
you're
man.
doing thespian training.
Well, let
being homeless.
Let me get your take on AR-15s. Tell me what you think about the school shootings and should they outlaw assault weapons? Hold on a second now. Should they outlaw assault weapons and AR-15s?
I'm an NRA member, so asking an NRA member is kind of a touchy question. But
no, it really isn't. What's your opinion on that?
The AR-15 223 is a very low caliber weapon. It was made in Vietnam. It was called the Matty Mattel in Vietnam, and I never liked them. It's not like a AK-47, which is 7.726.762.39.
Okay, but what do you think about that? That's great, but what do you think about what's happened with the school shootings, the mass murders that have taken place over the last 10 years in terms of the AR-15 and the attack against the AR-15, the sporting rifle? What do you think about that?
Well, the thing is very simple. Guns don't kill people. People kill people, and the thing they should have armed guards. And when one of these little pricks come in there, they should blow his head off.
You know, there's a great video going around the internet right now. Did you guys see it?
What's that?
Where the security woman, the resource person at a Florida school, a man came into the high school with a gun pulled, aiming, looking for somebody to shoot, walking down the hall, and this resource person, not like the guy who was a coward, she was a hero. Yeah. She confronted him with her pistol drawn. He eventually got shot by her and dropped him, and he was looking around for people to sell, to shoot. Now, I mean, if they're going to outlaw AR-15s, then they need to outlaw M1 carbines. They need to outlaw double-barrel shotguns. They need to outlaw shotguns, pistols, 1911s, Glocks. They need to outlaw everything. Let's not be hypocritical about it. So where does the outlawing of weapons stop or start?
You know what? The more the people are telling us stop, the more people are going out there and getting more guns.
Right.
You know, all this talk on the media and all this talk on the news and this and that. Believe me, right now, gun sales are not going down.
No,
gun sales are going up.
Darn right.
So think about that. Well, listen to the ploy. The gun sales are not going down. The gun sales are going up.
Yeah, and
another thing too, Michelangelo. Another thing too is that our governor, Mr. Brown, I call him Mr. Brown Nose because all he does is diarrhea comes out of his mouth. The commie bastard. He's a communist.
You call him Brown Hole?
Publicly. Huh?
What do you call him?
Brown
He's a communist.
Oh yeah.
Brown Nose.
Brown Nose.
I call him El Stupido.
Brown Nose. All he has is, he's a liberal communist. Huh. And the thing is that anybody that tells a teacher that they can protect themselves and protect their children at the school is a commie to me. And I'm very vocal about that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a story going around the internet right now Dan and Man. There's a story going around the internet right now where 2 teachers are coming forward at that high school and said that those people that shot those people were not just that kid that shot him. There's a teacher that teaches at the school on her own. She went on the news, across the news, and said, no, that was an adult male that was in there shooting. Now, there may have been that kid shooting, absolutely, but there was adult male shooting. So, I mean, there's a lot of this controversy going on about that. The bottom line is, like Jeff says, is that you've got to be able to protect yourself. And you can't tell a teacher not to protect their kids. I mean, they love their kids. Teachers really love the children that they teach.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and they're like their little babies. And so you've got to... the erosion of that over years and years and years, then let's do this. Let's just get rid of the Second Amendment next week on Monday. Okay?
Right.
Let's just get rid of it and see what happens in America.
Only the criminals will have guns.
Anarchy.
Huh?
Yeah, and also let's just tell the police, you don't have to do your job.
Yeah, right.
Okay, you can stand outside.
Mr. T?
Yeah.
Jesse T? AR-15 is a lousy weapon. Don't buy one. They're a piece of shit.
I know the fact that they're
Unless
making
you- unless you- unless you-
the AR-15 an issue is even ridiculous because first of all, like you said, it's a shit gun anyway.
Well, I'll tell you,
You
I
know what I
my
mean?
three
Unless,
And then,
unless
you
you
know,
get the...
And
Wait,
then
wait, wait.
the
Unless-
more
unless-
they talk
unless-
about it, and these morons are going out there and buying more AR-15s thinking it's a fucking
Yeah,
good
they're a
gun,
piece of
but
shit.
in reality, it's a piece of shit.
But you can't buy it at
That's
Dick's
right.
Sporting Goods store anymore because they're outlawing. They're pulling all their rifle sales off tomorrow. They're pulling all their rifle sales and ammunition off their shelves. And they wrote this big letter. It's such full of hypocrisy. But look, all of a sudden now they have a heart. And they're pulling all their guns off.
Yeah.
What about 3 weeks ago? They were selling those guns like mad at all the Dick's Sporting Goods. But now they're jumping on the bandwagon.
They
The
had a
damn
change of
hypocrisy
heart.
Yeah.
running amok.
Yeah.
You know, there was a great
You gotta
guy.
get, if you're gonna get an AR-15, get the 308, the one that's on steroids. That's the one.
Well, I like the
I think it-
5.56, man. The LMTs, baby.
Yeah, that's what you want. If you want a badass, if you want to go in and you want to do a job, man. You know, the thing is that people don't know anything. In the military in Vietnam, they used a shotgun, a Remington shotgun, and then went to the Mossberg. You know, double-aught buck or shotgun will do far more damage than an AR-15 unless you have the 30-round magazines. What they use in North Hollywood
listen,
shootout.
man, I don't think you guys are understanding that this is how they distract the community. This is how they distract the masses. When something like this happens, they look for whatever issue can distract from the main issue. And the main issue is that this kid somehow, was walking around doing what he was doing. A lot of people knew, and people just kind of brushed it off and didn't really pay him any mind. Now that the kid just fucking went ballistic and fucking took out, all these fucking people, now all of a sudden, it's not mental health.
It's a gun problem.
It's not a mental health issue. All of a sudden, it's a fucking gun issue. It's not a gun issue, America. Wake the fuck up. It's got nothing to do with the fucking gun.
No, and it has nothing to do with mental illness.
This
either.
is how they distract. So now, it's all about the AR-15, which we just discussed. It's a piece of shit. It's a fucking shit weapon. It's not even a high-grade assault rifle or whatever they want to fucking name it. It's ridiculous.
I forgot the name of what they call that.
It's ridiculous. It's irrelevant. The gun has nothing to do with the fucking issue. Stick to the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get fucking sidetracked talking about because it was the gun or the gun that was used. It's ridiculous.
All right, well, let's hypothesize for a second here, gentlemen.
Morons.
Let's hypothesize for a second. Let's just think out of the box for a second. All right, let's go with that statement. This is a distraction. This is an illusion. This is a matrix, okay, that they're perpetrating on the American public specifically. Because so goes America, so goes the world, period. Okay, so let's lay that precedence down. So in your opinion, why are they distracting America? What is it that they want to accomplish or what they're trying to hide that they're doing?
I already said.
What is it?
I already told you.
What? Tell me.
They want to homeschool anyone in the public system, they want them homeschooled.
Okay.
The government is tired of shelling out for low-income education for these kids in low-income neighborhoods that, like, I don't know what the statistics are, but not many make it. You know,
And
the
they
truth
bend
is,
the bar so they can get a
and
passing
the
grade.
government is feeding these kids with the breakfasts and the lunches and then the buses, and now the
Okay,
teachers
so
are
we
not
have-
making money.
so
It's
we
a
have-
distraction.
okay.
They want to
Okay.
homeschool.
And,
Okay, now-
and,
Okay, Shark, what is
and
it? In your
disarm
opinion?
America.
Okay,
Yes.
why do they want to disarm America?
Wow, let me put my thinking
Want to
cap
keep you
on
with your
there.
pants down. Catch you with your pants down.
Give me a couple of reasons from your point of view.
Started there. I'm gonna go around. We'll end with you, Jesse.
Okay.
Why do you think?
They want to get rid of the special ed people. And now they come down on the white people.
Okay, all right, that's a good reason. All right, are you saying that the white Caucasian race, which came out of the Caucasus Mountains in Russia, that's where whites, they were Caucasus, from the Caucasus Mountains. That's where the word Caucasian came from.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
and
it came out of the Cock Mountains.
No, it didn't. No.
My
no.
lineage came from the big Caucasus Mountains.
Well, you could have been the big Caucasus Mountains, okay, with the big pine trees. And then-
Hardwood.
and it could be the big pine cones.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
You motherfuckers is
Right.
crazy.
All right.
Get
My
me outta here.
great.
Yeah. My lineage came out of the bull.
All right,
and
we're
the
losing
big long
focus. We're losing focus. Let's
horn.
make the fucking point.
Okay, here's the point.
What's the
okay,
point?
Dan the man. They want to get rid of the white race. Okay, I'll go with that.
They want to get rid of
okay?
the white race.
So go ahead. Why do you think they want to disarm America, Shark?
Well, if you turn back the pages of history and maybe even look into some other books, the people that have no arms, just like the Native Americans that were here before any settlers came, they
Exactly.
promised them, all you have to do is, give us your weapons and we'll give you this land and, blah, blah, blah. You can have there, live peacefully ever after. And then once they gave up their weapons, they slaughtered them. And it happened time after time.
Russia,
after time.
China, Cambodia,
Never.
Venezuela.
When you go to countries that have no guns, like only the criminals have them. Australia, Sweden, parts of Europe. It's just like, it's crazy. Now, after how
All right,
many,
well,
8,
let me
10,
ask you
12
this
years,
question.
they
Let me-
want to bring guns back so people can defend themselves.
Okay, let me
finally.
ask you this question. So, okay, fine. That's what they want to do. They want to disarm people so that they can, control them, right?
Well, less resistance in the future.
But why?
Less
Let's dig a little deeper. Why do you think, and I'm interested to know in your opinion, why do you think they want to control human beings? Why? Do they want to control Americans and the human quality so much?
Because there aren't enough resources, according to them. They think that the more people on the planet, the more resources are being used. Therefore, the less resources are going to be in the future.
Jeff, why do you think, what is the illusion that they're trying to hide? What is the reason that they're trying
want the
to
truth?
deceive? Tell me the
Yes.
truth.
You want
In
the
your
truth?
opinion. In your opinion,
Okay,
what
no,
is
I'll
it?
tell you the truth because I can't disclose my identity because I mean
late.
It's
I
too
have
late, man.
superpowers.
Identities are, we already know.
Seafood!
You said Jolton J, baby.
But
Seafood!
now I'm going to tell you what it is that they don't want to tell the American people that we're not the only ones here.
Oh,
You
so
know?
you're taking extraterrestrials? Is that what you're talking
Yes,
about?
absolutely.
You're talking
absolutely.
about the reptilians?
The
That's
reptilians.
it. You
The
got
Nordics,
reptilians, the Greys, and hope they don't
the
come knocking
felines.
at my door. The tall whites, what I'm one of. I'm
The
a
Greys.
tall white.
Right?
The Greys. The Greys is
Well,
the
actually, it
worker
was
party.
the
man.
Nordics and the Anunnakis,
Yeah, right, exactly. So that's why the
the
thing is that they don't want
Nephilims in the Bible.
Right.
Kills the dicks.
Yeah. So if you read your Bible in Genesis, it said they came down and they wanted to mate like Dan the Man does every weekend.
Yay!
Right, Dan the
Where?
Man?
I want to get started.
Yeah, that's he mates with $60, Danny?
Yes. This is the horn dog.
Right, exactly. So
Okay.
he knows what a Nephilian is, don't you, Danny?
Yes, I'm not white. I'm Caucasian.
Okay, so this is what we got. We got the control of the schools. They don't want to spend the money, time, and effort with schooling our children. They want to kick that
That kid was
back.
a man-
Okay, hold on. hold on. We've got the idea of getting rid of the white race. Okay, we got the idea of that as something they're trying to hide. We've got the idea of disarming America because of control, because they could take them over, usurp them, make them do anything they want to do without armaments, like the rest of the world has done. Hitler did it. Cuba did it. Everybody has disarmed their people. The first dictators the first thing they do is disarm their people. And then we have
we'll protect you.
We have Jeff saying it's because of extraterrestrials. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because I'm out there, baby. And the thing is that I knew a long time ago. I was a member of the John Burke Society. If anybody knows what that was.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was a member of on Magnolia Boulevard a long time ago. I was a member of the extraterrestrial club that they studied aliens and what the purpose of them here are. And people that say he's crazy or whatever, but you know what it is? If you watch all these Star Treks and all these things, where do you think they get the ideas from? But you know what the thing is? In the long run, what really boils down to it is that we're a part of God and Jesus. And they said Jesus Christ, who was came down here to try to make everything right, and and somebody took care of his business. The point is, in street talk, is that indirectly, it boils down to your relationship with God. And the thing is that God controls the whole universe, and they don't want to let the masses know about who the true God is, and that's what it really boils down to. And if you read your Bible, wait, hold on, if you read your Bible, it talks about Genesis. It talks about them coming down and mating with human beings or whatever they made it with, and that's the whole story right there. And then you guys can get your popcorn and everything. And if anybody wants to check me out, www.jefflangton.com, because it's all about me.
Self-promoting.
Dan the man.
Sifu's right. Sifu's right. Jesus never tapped out.
That's right. Shark?
I just want to say we have exponentially growing population. It's around 8 billion now, and there's only finite resources because a lot of people have been threatened or bought out by other conglomerates such as Monsanto to grow the food and provide. Yeah. And they got to have a mass cleansing to reduce the number of mouths to feed. So it's going to be through disease. It'll be through famine. Yep. It'll be through mass, carnage, et cetera, like that. And it's not that we have a problem where people are uneducated. The problem is that they're educated just enough to believe what they've been taught, but not educated enough to question what they've been taught.
Amen,
brother. So,
amen. Well,
I love you guys, and you know what? Buy more ammo too, because that's going to be hard. A gun without ammo is basically a bat.
So I'm gonna throw my idea of one idea out of why I think the illusion, the Matrix, is here, and what they're trying to hide, and the deceivers are trying to hide.
Gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right, he's going to the bathroom.
You're going to eat that sandwich, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Knock that thing out.
Okay, this is what I think. And as I begin to talk, everybody leaves because I know how to really wreck a room. But that's okay.
Well, Dan the man has some serious backdraft going on, like me.
What are you, vaccine?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, let me pose this idea to you guys. Okay, here it is. Here it is.
Go ahead.
All right? The fiat fractionalized financial system that was created by J.P. Morgan in 1913, along with the Tax Act that was instituted under Woodrow Wilson in 1917 on his parting gift to America on the way out, where everybody got taxed. They knew that system was going to last between 125 to 150 years. They knew it would last about that long, and then it would peter out, it would phase out, it would fizzle out.
He said Peter.
And the reason is because the built-in obsolescence of it is because you can only fractionalize your money so far, and you can only have a paper system so far. So they spent the first half of that 150 years or so, 125 years, creating a system by which there's no gold or silver backing the dollar, so that they could create the Federal Reserve, which they did in 1913, so that they could eventually in total create paper money. Just roll it off the printing presses without being backed by any kind of gold or silver. World War II was about that, because World War II, America became the empire. because after
You said 1913 it started?
1913 and
That was
1917.
like World War One.
That was World War I.
Yeah.
Woodrow Wilson, the greatest traitorous president of all time other than Obama. Okay, now, all right, so now, and Obama didn't like white people either. Okay, so now, let me go there. Okay, but let me say this.
Wait.
Okay, let's continue on. All right, so they knew that they had to get America off the gold and silver standard because we had more gold reserves and more silver than anybody else on the planet Earth going into World War II. We even had more silver than England, and the world's economy was based on the English pound. Okay, so what happened was between FDR and Nixon, they got rid of the gold and silver standard. By 1971, we were put on the paper money standard. Okay, now the minute we got on that in 71, the corporations and the banking institutions and the corrupt government could then print off as many billions and trillions of dollars as they want.
Which they've done, and you got a minute and a half left.
Okay, now, with that in mind, we know that system's going to fall apart. And they're having a hard time right now with the decentralized economy that is starting to create in this planet Earth. Started with the cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin.
I got you.
All right, but that's not going to be the end all.
No.
These decentralized banking systems, by way of the technology and communications and internet, are giving the power of the dollar, supply and demand, back to the individual. Okay, in order to do that, you lose control. If you do that, you lose control. Because once you lose control of how people eat, sleep, drink, and utilize money that you create, and they can create their own funds, you lose control.
1 minute. You actually have 30 seconds, and we got to say goodbye.
Okay? Once you lose control of that, the people then can become their own judge, their own individuality seeps in.
Jury
and that's
and
the problem. The problem is they're hiding a complete, absolute destruction coming fast of the American dollar, where all are going to suffer on this planet Earth in a very short period of time. The collapse of the American fractionalized system that the world runs on.
Look at the back of your dollar bill, people. On the left half, there's a thing inside a circle, and it's a pyramid, and it says all kinds of stuff.
That's what they're trying to hide.
I know.
That's the bottom line.
But it's in plain sight.
Because it's all about money, which creates wealth, which creates power, which creates control over life and death, which creates
Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Rockefellers.
And they're very afraid of that.
Yes.
Made up in America.
Essentially, they don't want the French Revolution to happen again.
Thank you, caller, for coming on the air. Can't wait to see you guys next week. You want to say goodbye?
Yeah, man, let's say goodbye. I mean, are we at goodbye-bye? I can't hear anything without headphones. I'm going to put headphones on. I'm going to bring my own headphones. I can't
Don't
hear
forget to spread love, baby.
Hey, check out tonight. We're going to be at the Chinese Theater tonight for 9/11. Martin Hickey's new movie. Whoopi Goldberg and Martin Sheehan are in that. We're going to be there broadcasting live on the red carpet on Facebook.com/Jesse Torrero. Shark, what you got going on?
Tomorrow I'm shooting down at the Firestone building in, I think, Southgate, New Discovery Show with one of my vehicles. I love you guys. God bless America, and don't let your meatloaf.
Dan?
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
And for the man with the master plan who's always got a tan, Michelangelo, he's doing what he does.
He's indisposed.
He's dropping the kids off at the pool.
He's indisposed.
Round up, wound up.
Who let the dogs out? I let the dogs out.
That's right. And put that dog back in. I don't want to see it. Thank you. Brown Beauty's off duty. See ya. Hey, man, I need $25.